Hello friends, a very warm welcome to Ansarkari. I am Vikas Bhardwaj, and like our previous lectures, we are going to take up in continuation a very important theme, that is critiques of participatory democracy. We have already discussed major elements and ideas which are very crucial to understand what is democracy, and then different types of democracy, keeping us aware of the fact that there are types of democracy and one of them is participatory democracy. But is participatory democracy the best one, or is it having certain kind of shortcomings or limitations? That's what we are going to discuss. When we say participatory democracy, then the key word over here is participation. From participation becomes participatory democracy. That is why we say it is stressing upon citizens' involvement in governance. Citizens' involvement is the key word. For example, in India, there are large number of ways by which you can ensure there is citizens' involvement in governance. So India is definitely following participatory democracy, but up to what degree? The question is up to what degree? That is what we are going to discuss later. Why it becomes important? Because the supporters, they are arguing that it brings accountability. You make the government accountable of its actions. It brings transparency also, that what is your word is also your deed and action, and also it is showcasing engagement. That means there is a continuous interaction among different stakeholders and also the government. But critics claim it is impractical because you are not actually making any difference. It is just a kind of a superficial exercise. It is inefficient because large amount of time and resources are being utilized, but no concrete results are coming up in a great way. It is divisive because such is the plurality of our nation. So many subcultures, so many languages, so many people, so many communities, and so many ideas are there that they all are not able to participate. And it is vulnerable also because once you are not saying the same thing as the government wants to hear, then you may be in problem. My question to you is, if democracy means rule by the people, can it survive without direct participation? Please answer this question in 150 words and we can discuss it personally. Similarly, when we speak about participatory democracy, then it is seen as impractical on a large scale because millions of citizens are there and it is impossible for all of them to participate in some way or another. And there are complex dimensions of the government. For example, foreign policy, common person cannot understand in the way it must be. Similarly, the economy, which are seen as very complex topics and themes which are actually impacting people in daily lives. And there are many demand, there are so much demand of so many types of dimensions are there, so many types of knowledge is required for a certain specialized department or certain specialized, I must say, uh, agriculture component, or in terms of manufacturing, or in terms of uh, chemicals, in terms of industries, in terms of family health and welfare, in terms of child services, in terms of sports. That every department, every aspect of governance is having certain specialization. So is it possible for common men to participate? Delegation delegation, that is why comes into picture. Delegation to representatives and experts. So common person is represented by experts. Lawyers are there, experts are there, consultants are there, activists are there, NGOs are there, self-help groups are there. They are very much important and necessary to represent people. Again, one more question we have: should governance prioritize expertise that over inclusivity? Suppose there is a group, but in that group only few people are able to understand a certain theme or topic or a problem, for example cleaning of river in their city. So only they must be allowed to participate, or everyone must be allowed inclusivity? So give an example, take a rural or urban example and try to write this answer. And it is time consuming and inefficient because it is requiring extensive consultation. It may go on for years and years. Narmada Bachao Andolan was there because it was against Narmada Dam. Tehri Dam is there. then you have so many large and big projects against which there are public movements, and only public support later on went on to make them meaningful. Satluj Yamuna link canal, till today it is there. And do read about Indira Gandhi canal in Rajasthan, how it went on to make a difference. So extensive consultation, whether it is about data privacy, whether it is about GST and so forth. So it delays urgent decision making because everybody wants to say something or not. It is resource intensive. So much amount of resources are pumped in, whether it is about infrastructure, whether it is about monetary resources, whether it is about expertise, human resource, and so forth. So high investment of time and effort is there in participatory democracy. And then if someone is not ready, they may go to court. Then in court also it takes time. But my question to you is slow slow, read it carefully, but inclusive decision making better than fast but exclusive governance? Can you illustrate your answer with examples? That will only make sure your learning skills are increasing. Sometimes people believe, some experts believe, and some political theorists also say that it is divisive and polarizing. Why? Because citizens are encouraged to debate and express their opinions, and their opinions may not be liked by other groups. So there is a risk of factions. There are different groups in society which come up. Some may be supporting, some may be against, and there are entrenched interest groups. There may be landlords, there may be local manufacturing association, there may be certain religious community. So there may be, you know lobby of real estate people or builders. So there are different interest groups which see things from a different perspective, and it may cause political gridlock. That means no one party is able to get absolute majority. Coalition governments comes into picture, and thereby bringing instability, because every government is threatened by one group or another that if my demands are not met, I will take away my support. So my question to you is, does more participation, okay, please read carefully, more participation strengthen unity? More participation is strengthening unity, or it is deepening division? Because more the number of people are there, there may be more groups. So more people, more groups, more division. Do you think so? Or if you think more people, there is more unity, more strengthening of democracy, why and how? Give examples. Manipulation and coercion also becomes part of participatory democracy, because unequal access to information and resources, it generates unequal power. There may be a district, and in that district certain part may be prosperous and other parts may be backward, and the prosperous part is actually holding ransom the backward part because the leader may be from the prosperous part. So corporations, they are there, parties are there, elites may manipulate outcomes, not in elections, but then in decision making. Who is going to be elected, who is representing educational institutions, who is representing agriculture bodies, who is representing textile bodies, who is representing allied sector, which groups are representing, which caste group is there, and so forth. So it is creating a kind of an imbalanced influence in decision making. The real problem never reaches up to the chief minister's level. It remains in the bureaucratic circles, and even within the bureaucracy you can say there may be certain interest group trying to influence. So can democracy remain fair if power is unevenly distributed? Not all groups, not all sections of society, and even not females are also represented within the power structure. How do you think so? So tyranny of majority. uh, you know a party comes into power with absolute majority, and it is supported by the majority community. So in direct democracy, as we have already seen, there are tools like referendums and public meetings. It is only feasible for small groups, and in those direct, even democracy scenarios, majority may impose their will on minorities. But in participatory democracy also, if majority is supporting certain political power and that political power is against other groups, then there is risk of marginalization. And it is undermining individual rights and freedoms which are given to all by the constitution. How to prevent this? Because majority rule always democratic? if it silences minority voices? How many people from minorities allowed to stand in elections? How many people from minority are actually part of the cabinet? How many people from minority are at higher positions? Whether it is judiciary, whether it is administration, whether it is political setup. This is the question. So we can conclude that participatory democracy is impractical on a large scale. That's what theories say. Time consuming and inefficient, divisive and polarizing, vulnerable to manipulation, risk tyranny of the majority. But as I said in the beginning, it fosters engagement, it brings transparency, it brings accountability. So for India in the 21st century, should democracy evolve towards more participation or less? What do you think? What is your opinion with respect to India? That will decide your understanding and also your level of answer. Do write, do revise, and try to check it. So thank you very much for understanding and for going through the lecture in a sincere way by making your own notes. Always remember, practice, practice, revision, and communication makes a man perfect towards success. Thank you very much.